Alright, f***ers. So you just got back from the museum, or you watched your first Matt Day video, and now you're obsessed with taking all of your photographs on film instead of digital. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. And now that we're in a renaissance of film photography, it's easier than ever to get the materials and the things that you need in order to develop your film. You can get a Patterson tank and all the chemicals you need online for under $100. Now, developing at home may be easy, but the chemicals are a little bit dangerous, so you're going to want to wear PPE. That means apron and gloves, goggles if you're really paranoid, but I don't know if that's really necessary. While filming this video, I actually had a chemical exposure incident where the fixer splashed up into my eye. Goggles may not be as optional as you want them to be. Now that we spoke about PPE, we also wanted to take a second to speak about proper agitation. Agitation, with tanks at least, is usually done through inversions. So you turn the tank upside down and then right side up again. That is one full inversion cycle. For most of these steps, you're going to want to invert for the first full minute and then 5 inversions every 30 seconds thereafter. So here is in 11 easy steps how to develop at home. And I know 11 steps kind of sounds like a lot and not necessarily very easy, but these are really more time intensive than effort intensive. I also lied a little bit. There's a secret first step that you want to do, which is take your water and all your chemicals and bring them up to temperature. Film photography purists are going to say that your chemicals and your water must be 68 degrees exactly. In my experience, that's not necessarily the case, especially with black and white film. You have a wide range of latitude, but don't really get anywhere near 100 degrees because what's going to happen is that the film emulsion, the actual light-sensitive chemicals, are going to start melting off. You're also going to want to make sure that your chemicals and water are all about the same temperature, give or take 3 degrees. That's going to avoid reticulation. Reticulation is the flaking of the film emulsion off the film base. Now, you know how I said all of these steps were really more time-intensive than effort-intensive? Nowhere is that more true than with the first step, which is loading the film onto the Patterson tank reel. It has to be done in complete darkness, and you have to do it by touch. If you're lucky enough to have a dark room or a room that you can just seal off with towels, you can do it there. But I recommend getting a dark bag or a dark tent. Loading it onto the reel, you want to make sure you pull the film leader past the ball bearings and just inch it forward. There's really no better way to do it. I'm sorry, I wish there was some sort of hack. After that, to prepare your film for the chemicals, you're going to want to pre-wet it. That brings it up to temperature and it makes it more easily accept the chemicals that you're about to put it through. Now, you remember how I said you're going to want to take the temperature of your chemicals? That's not only important just for the film safety aspect, but also for development time. A lot of film developers work faster the hotter they are, so you're going to want to take the temperature and check with the manufacturer's data sheet. After you developed for the prescribed time, you're going to want to stop it. You can do that either with water or with a chemical stopping agent. After stop is fix. Now, fixing, like stop, is named after what it does, and fixes the image to the film substrate. Agitate for the entire 3 minutes. After the fix, you're going to want to do a series of 5, 10, and 20 fill-in dumps. You just fill the tank up, invert it 5 times, dump it out, then do the same for 10, then do the same for 20. At this point, you can take the film out and check it. If your film base is gray or clear, that's what you want. If it's purple, you're going to want to fix for 1-minute intervals at least 3 more times. But if your film base is either gray or clear, you're good, and you can move on to the next step. The next step is called hypoclear, and you're going to want to do that for about a minute, agitating the entire time. After hypoclear is another wash, again, 5, 10, and 20, and after that wash step is PhotoFlow. Sometimes it's called wetting agent, especially by companies like Ilford. PhotoFlow is the Kodak name. It's essentially just Dawn dish soap that's heavily diluted. And what it does is it breaks the surface tension of the water from that last wash step, so it'll dry faster and without any water spots. PhotoFlow takes about a minute, and then you're on to the last step, which is drying. They make special squeegees for film, but honestly, you can just use 2 sheets of paper towel and just sandwich your film between it and drag it down. After that drying step, you want to hang it for a bit, just so that way it can dry a little bit more, because you're not going to get all the water on that last dry step. There are clips that they make specifically for film, but honestly, you can just get those black bulldog clips from CVS and they work just as fine. When you're hanging your film, you're going to want to run your shower for about the first minute as hot as it can go. That helps the film dry as straight as possible. After it's all dry, after it's all straight, cut it up put it in sleeves, you can scan it, or you can print it in a darkroom. And that's it.